up to 47 in summer and below zero in winter.
Are both soldiers fighting the horrific battles of the Gallipoli campaign. McGuinness survives the shocking slaughter of the Battle of the Neck, where many Australian soldiers watched their mates die before meeting their own deaths in a hail of gunfire. Both men, along with Ross Smith, whom we'll meet again, also fly secret X-flight missions for Lawrence of Arabia, who later wrote about the fearlessness of Australian pilots. Any pilot will tell you that flying conditions are sometimes demanding, but from the cockpit of a World War I plane, they're unforgiving. With a life expectancy measured in weeks, if not days, World War I pilots face situations impossible for us to imagine. They fly in flimsy wooden canvas contraptions, unprotected and exposed to the elements, often exchanging large caliber machine gun fire with enemy planes. These boys know that each time they get in their aircraft, they're increasingly unlikely to get out alive. To get both a Distinguished Flying Cross and a Distinguished Conduct Medal. But the cost is immeasurably high. McGuinness and Fish each see a future for the new flying machines, and McGuinness writes to his mother, saying that after the war, an experienced pilot could fly, if not in the military, perhaps as a profession. The dream of flight has inspired many unlikely aviators throughout history. Some were more successful than others. Don't forget, McGuinness writes his letter barely 10 years after the Wright brothers' first flight. Although the war has seen advancements in aviation, the technology is still in its infancy. The surplus aircraft of World War I offer new opportunities, but every flight in these machines is life-threatening. Often terrified passengers are exposed to extreme weather in open cockpits and regularly get sprayed with engine oil. As the foundation of a business, planes are a tough sell. Knowing this, Prime Minister Billy Hughes announces a grand idea to kickstart a civil aviation industry. The plan? A great air race. The prize? £10,000, an inconceivable fortune in 1919. The challenge? To fly from Great Britain to Australia, 30,000 kilometres across 3 continents in under 30 days. It's never been done before. It'll test the aircraft and push the pilots to their limit. Our heroes know that this is their destiny. But this isn't them. Remember Ross Smith? He and his crew will eventually win the race. Unable to secure funding to enter the race, Fish and McGuinness never get off the ground. They're hired by the organisers to take a road trip, though there weren't many roads involved, in a brand new Ford Model T to scout and prepare landing grounds. Their journey starts right here in Longreach, which was the end of the railway line. Along with mechanic George Gorham, Fish and McGuinness drive north towards Darwin in the Northern Territory. They cross crocodile-infested rivers, get lost, bogged, nearly starve, and break down frequently. Fish later says that they would never have made it without McGuinness, and McGuinness says they could never have done it without the help of the Aboriginal people, who repeatedly came to their rescue. Our two pilots realised that what the Australian outback desperately needs is an air service. Enter Fergus McMaster, returned soldier and a wealthy and well-connected grazier, who knows that an air service needs money. He backs the bold new venture. Qantas is born. The team is complete when engineer Arthur Baird is first on the payroll. The company moves from Winton to Longreach, and the real work begins. Inventing an airline is hard, but selling it is harder still. Air travel is dangerous, and money is tight. Our founders dig in, raise funds, sell shares, fight their competition, and order their first plane, an Avro 504K. Carrying passengers is only part of the picture. In order to be a successful business, they need steady earnings, which come in the form of a government airmail subsidy. The company quickly expands, and Qantas becomes the first and only airline to manufacture its own aircraft. Baird supervises the construction of de Havilland DH-50s, famously playing music on a gramophone to keep his team of workers motivated. Baird's exacting standards contribute to Qantas' long-lasting reputation for safety and reliability. His workshop philosophy? You fix it, you fly it. The speedy new aerial service eclipses the railways, delivering new goods, fresh fruit and vegetables, and even ice to remote communities. Time and distance can be a matter of life or death in the outback, and when Qantas teams up with Reverend John Flynn, the Royal Flying Doctor Service is born. Qantas is gaining ground in commercial aviation in Australia. The dream is finally becoming reality. While Qantas is delivering mail and passengers, Australian and international aviators are setting records and becoming the celebrities of the day. After years of hard labour and 1 million miles flown, the company has expanded and its headquarters have moved to Brisbane. McGuinness has left to pursue another opportunity. Fish and McMaster manage the business, and Baird runs the workshops. The bright new vision is to connect Australia with the world, which creates a whole new set of challenges. The airline now needs to carry more people, fly further, and still be cost effective. An international joint venture with Imperial Airways in Great Britain and some new DH-86 aircraft is the answer. But then unexpected mechanical failures cause fatalities, and Qantas struggles to survive. Led by the resilient Hudson Fish, a new chapter starts in the calm waters of Sydney's Rose Bay. Stylish new flying boats have wine cellars, luxurious spacious seating, and promenade cabins, while the classy in-flight service features oysters and steak. Glamour arrives in the skies. With their struggles behind them, it looks like everything is going to be okay. The world is at war again. Singapore falls. The Empire air route connecting Australia to England is blocked. Communication is severed. Hope is lost. Qantas comes to the rescue. The Catalina's named after the 5 brightest stars in the sky, flying non-stop between Perth and Ceylon, keeping vital airmail and cargo moving. In stunning acts of individual bravery, unarmed crews risked capture and death flying these secret missions. Radio silence is enforced. Navigation is by compass and the stars. still holds the world record for the longest commercial flight at over 32 hours. As it happens, Hudson Fish is on board. Fish later fights unsuccessfully for recognition for these pilots and crews, the unsung heroes of World War II. So he awards them with his own special Qantas medal, the Crother Cross. By the end of the war, surplus military planes, Liberators, Lancasters and C-47s, are repurposed for commercial use. And in case you're wondering where the kangaroo logo came from, Qantas has just named its new Indian Ocean route the Kangaroo Service. The C-47s, now converted back to DC-3s, were widely used during the war and were a hero of D-Day. And there's one right over there. Everyone does their bit during the war. Women take on maintenance jobs at Qantas. Connie Jordan, pilot and the first Australian woman to hold a ground engineer's licence, is the engineer for the Flying Doctor Service and for Qantas's Brisbane to Darwin route. The DC-3 now gets put to work as a passenger plane. It's a highly dependable and sturdy aircraft, and hundreds still fly today. They're capable, but not comfortable, and certainly not glamorous. Qantas needs to bring elegance back to the air.
Another super constellation ready to take to the world stage.
Fish overcomes high-level opposition and modernises the fleet with the Lockheed Constellation. Funded by legendary Hollywood aviator Howard Hughes, the Connie goes higher, faster and further, and in my opinion is one of the most beautiful passenger planes ever designed. This is the dawn of the great age of design and advertising, and for those who can afford it, the Connie is now the height of international air travel. The Connie is as dramatic as it is beautiful. They say it didn't roar on takeoff. It howled like a demon. And it spewed blue fire all over the wing. Bigger and faster is on the horizon. Technology is advancing quickly, and Qantas with it. Fasten your seatbelts. We're about to enter the jet age. Meet the Boeing 707. The elegant and precise engineering of the 707's jet engine revolutionises aviation all over again. A jet engine essentially has one moving part, so there are few opportunities for failure. It's more reliable and efficient than anyone expects. The 707 is faster and carries more passengers than its predecessors. It makes the world smaller, and many new Australians arrive on 707s. When Australia enters the Vietnam War, Qantas pilots and crews once again volunteer to fly dangerous missions, transporting 30,000 Australian service personnel in and out of Saigon on 707s. These crews are nicknamed the Skippy Squadron. The 707 you're looking at has an amazing past, and it's the first jet Qantas ever bought. You can learn more about its fascinating history in the museum's jet tour. The 707 changes the world, but it too becomes a supporting act. Something truly remarkable is waiting in the wings. This is the Boeing 747, but the pilots who love her call her the Queen of the Skies. She first takes flight in 1969, the year of the moon landing. As you can see, the 747 is big, really big. The tail alone is 6 stories high. It takes the largest building in the world to assemble the jumbo jet. The 747's head of design describes his creation as a place, not a conveyance. Now passengers walk into a space where they can eat, sleep and watch movies before emerging on the other side of the world. Costly multi-stop flights are over. The architect Norman Foster calls the 747 his favourite piece of architecture. Its wide-body design and seating capacity help to democratise air travel, and Qantas becomes the world's only all-747 airline. Then the first airline to offer business class. In the 80s, Sherelle Quinn and Anne Bennett become Qantas's first female pilots, and later, Quinn becomes the airline's first female captain. The 747 ages gracefully because it has the ability to change with the times. Each of the dials, switches and levers in the cockpit has a single purpose, and until the 80s, a flight engineer is always present. Over the decades, the technology changes, and many of these controls are replaced by computer screens, otherwise known as the glass cockpit. Different looks, the most spectacular of which reflects the culture of Australia's first people. It starts with a dream, when Aboriginal-owned design studio Ballarinchi teams up with Qantas. One of the world's most ambitious art projects is born. Wenala Dreaming, inspired by the stories of the Yanyuwa people from the Gulf of Carpentaria, tells the story of kangaroo spirit ancestors who make tracks from camps to waterholes, leading the people to water and food. Wenala Dreaming creates a sensation when it lands in Japan on its maiden voyage. In 2020, the 747 is retired from Qantas's fleet after almost 50 years of service. There'll never be another jet quite like it, and I'm sad to say goodbye. For me, she'll always be Queen of the Skies. Qantas has come a long, long way since it was a local business in 1920, and our heroic founders each played a critical role. The people of Longreach played a part as well, and the local community made this museum what it is today, a new home for these incredible machines. Is no longer the limit.